Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all of you, particularly on the second day of a historic milestone for St. Michael College of Caraga as it carves a new dimension of its role as a leader in research and scholarly publishing in this part of the Philippines in Southeast Asia. At the outset, I would like to greet Father Roniel Babano, our beloved college president, and our two keynote speakers for today, Dr. Jawari, who is the head of the language laboratory from the Universitas Hayam War, Perbanas, Surabaya, and of course also to Dr. M. Sultana Alam from the Department of Journalism. She's a faculty there from the University Tunku Abdul Rahman in Selangor, Malaysia. And of course, my morning greetings go to Dr. Beverly Derecho Haminal, who is the director of the research center of this beautiful college. I would be very grateful to your participation to the virtual Asian conference on interdisciplinary research because you have made a strategic choice, and that is to offer the results of your scientific pursuits to be disseminated in a forum organized by St. Michael College of Caraga as it marches onwards in its journey, albeit a little bit long, that it can be a university by the year 2035. For indeed, research utilization has its beginnings in of the presentation of studies to the general public because this is a motion in which you, the researchers, will be able to consult the public regarding your completed research so that whatever infirmities, whatever misdeclaration of claims, whatever weaknesses in the procedure or the methods of research, as well as the other parts of the study, can be called upon to attention, can be rectified by you, can be polished, ready for the next stage, which is the publication of the research. And I would like to earnestly invite you to publish at the various SMCC research journals. There is a journal for multidisciplinary research, another very good journal for basic education, a journal for information science or information technology, and then we have criminal justice journal, education journal, business administration journal, and we also have hotel and restaurant journal and other related journals that probably skipped my memory to mention. So all these journals have digital object identifiers for every article, which assures you that once your paper will be published online, the downloads, the citations of your articles by other scholars will be automatically recorded and tracked by Google Scholar, and henceforth will be a great boost to your author and research impact. All right? So that's very, very important. And then after you publish your paper, the next step will be to articulate all of your findings in the different publics. Okay? So, who are your stakeholders? You go to each one of them. You tell them about your paper. With this time, with greater emphasis on how each of your publics, each of your stakeholders will be able to appreciate and utilize the scientific information that you have derived so that they can make use of that as a basis for decision making, for their information, for their strategic planning, for their policy formulation. Therefore, your research will be utilized. It is not you who will utilize your research. It will be your stakeholders. Okay. Now, after you do that, remember in most researches, there is a section at the end which is on recommendations. So in the recommendation section, it will be very good that you prepare some kind of a trajectory, some kind of a roadmap, an implementation strategy, so that it will be easier on the side of the implementers to put into action every recommendation that you create. And to do this, there must be a sense of ownership, a sense of stewardship, a sense of acceptance, so that they should be involved and consulted before all of these are finalized as recommendations. Okay. Their involvement in the early stages of the research, from the conceptualization to the methodology, to the analysis and interpretation of data, to the conclusions, and then that famous workshop on utilization or recommendations of your study, their involvement will pave the way for faster, easier, and committed mm, implementation of your recommendation. And that's beautiful. And then I would like to inform you also that you need to have a perspective that your research is, although you wrote that research, it has a life of its own that will also move forward independent from yours. That is a very important takeaway for you today, that your research should have a life of its own. For example, whatever it is that is a subject matter of your research, you convert that into a Facebook public page for advocacy. A student of mine wrote a study on overseas Filipino workers in the Middle East. And so he created a Facebook page entitled Overseas Filipino Workers. All right. And that has become a forum of those who are similarly situated, that they are having problems and issues transiting into the next career change. All right. And then another is that if you can create a YouTube channel that can be personal to you, or it can be a video blog in which your particular research agenda being pursued, your particular research interest being pursued, will become the flagship of the title. And so, whatever new discoveries that you will have, including your presentation yesterday and today, can be included in that YouTube channel of yours. And then once it is online, okay, you share that in your timelines in your Facebook, and then you request people to click the like button, to share your video of your research presentation here at SMCC, and to put in some comments so that you can maximize the engagement. By doing that, you will be nourishing the external community, and not just to the people who have registered yesterday and today. Because research is not intended for our own use. It is intended to nourish the mind of the nation, in order for our citizens to be able to contribute to global development. And when that happens, then we will be able to transform our current realities into a better world. And with this better world comes about a sense of success as a human race, that we are able to contribute to the better life of humanity in general, and to our local communities in particular. Since you know who are the presenters, who are the plenary and the keynote speakers, trace their identity, okay? Stalk them in their LinkedIn account, in their YouTube account, in their Facebook account, in their Google Scholar Citations account, ResearchGate, Academia.edu, and others, so that you can track them down and then write them for a plea to, look at your paper and then review it, or a plea to be a co-author of your studies or a research collaborator of your research projects. Okay, because we are already here. You know them, you have heard them. There must be certain studies there presented yesterday and today that have struck a sensitive chord. That in your mind you say, Eureka, I'm gonna have that in my own community. I will contact this person, this researcher, make friends with him, and then appeal for help. And that is cross pollination of the highest order. That is the essence of interdisciplinary research, which is what the conference is all about. I hope that you will make this destination of a conference organized by St. Michael College of Caraga, your annual or yearly pilgrimage, that you will look forward to presenting one of your studies because this is a beautiful community. In the whole of Caraga region, this school, which is a college, has the richest research culture. Where can you find a school, a college in which even the high school students' research work are translated into publishable papers that are peer reviewed and then published online, open access, and searchable in the major databases of the world, including the Hollis Library of Harvard University? Once you publish here in this institution, we guarantee you that when you search for Google Scholar, you search for ResearchGate, you search for Harvard University Hollis Library, your name and your work will be there, enshrined forever. Because research live longer than the lifespan of the researchers who created them. It is in this note that I welcome you and I open the second day of the conference. God bless us all.